YouGov came out with a poll 3 days ago talking about how each side feels about violence and support of political deaths.
On Abby Phillips' show on CNN, and you know my feelings about Abby Phillips, I do not think she is bright. I think they hand her a script. She reads it and that's it. She last night tried to twist JD's comments that we just played for you and make it seem like he's only going after the left and that this is a both sides thing. Well, one of the guests, his name is Joe Borelli, he brought up those YouGov poll numbers.
This is about punishing them being the left, them being his political opponents. That actually, I think, is surprising to a lot of Americans because that's not typically what you would expect to hear from the White House after.
Well, let's talk about some polling that he used to justify those comments before he made them on TV. YouGov came out with a poll 3 days ago talking about how each side feels about violence and support of political deaths. Liberals, 16% believe it's okay to feel joy when your political opponent is killed. Liberals, very liberals, 24%. Conservatives, 4%. Very conservatives, 3%. Justifying violence. Very liberal people have 25% answered yes, it's okay, you're justified that you should do violence against your political opponents. Liberals, 17%, conservatives, 8%, and very conservatives, 3%. That means it is 6 to 1 times more likely in respondents to this poll on the left. Now, I'm not saying there's exclusivity on the left. I'm not saying that. But there is certainly a problem where 6 times the amount of Republicans believe that it's okay to feel joy when your political opponent is killed, murdered, whatever, attacked, and that 6 to 1 believe that they are okay in justifying violence against political opponents. That's a problem. That's a cancer within the movement.
If you're stressed about back taxes, maybe you missed the April deadline or your books are a mess, don't wait. The IRS is cracking down and penalties add up fast. 5% per month, up to 25% just for not filing. But there's help. Tax Network USA can take the burden off your shoulders and stop the spiral before it gets worse. They've helped thousands of Americans, employees, small business owners, even people who haven't filed in years. Messy books, no problem. They've seen it all and they know exactly how to clean it up. With direct access to powerful IRS programs and expert negotiators on your side, Tax Network USA knows how to win. You'll start with a free consultation, and if you qualify, they may even be able to reduce or eliminate what you owe. They'll also help protect you from wage garnishments and bank levies. So don't wait for the next IRS letter to show up in your mailbox. Take action now. Call 1-800-958-1000 or visit tnusa.com/Dave to talk to a real expert at Tax Network USA. That's 1-800-958-1000 or tnusa.com/Dave. Take the pressure off and let Tax Network USA handle your tax issues.
Okay, you probably caught it. He misspoke and said conservatives there. He didn't mean conservatives. He meant liberals. But the 6 to 1 numbers, like you can't, I mean, these are real numbers. YouGov is, again, they're not going out of their way to make conservatives look good. But what Abby has to do right now, because it is her job as a mouthpiece at CNN. And again, she just has the chair right now, but they know she's not very good and she won't have the job in about a year, and they'll fill it with somebody else that won't be particularly good either. That's how it works. She might want to think about what she has done as it relates to all of this. We played this clip several times. But as you know, I mean, and this is how fast the news cycle travels. And as I said, the Charlie thing is sticky, so it's pushing other things out of the way. We're only, a week off of where the entire country was focused on the murder of that young woman, Irina Zarutska, on the Charlotte Light Rail, who was murdered for being white. It is as simple as that, murdered in cold blood. Well, that night, or when the story went wild, this is 2 days before Charlie's assassination, what did Abby Phillip and Van Jones do on their show? They made it about Charlie for no reason. It had nothing to do with Charlie, but this is worth showing you again.
Want to be there.
Yeah, and it's
about forcing them to be there.
When you are mentally ill, you have a hard time knowing that you are mentally ill. But also, I mean, people like Charlie Kirk, Van, they've been looking for opportunities to make this some sort of like reciprocal George Floyd situation. And that's the part that I think he's almost giving away the game, and it's sad to see a lot of people going along with it.
You know, let me just say a couple of things. One is, I mean, what happened to that young woman was horrible, and it's everybody's nightmare. If you're in any public space, a subway, whatever, that something bad's going to happen to you or somebody you care about. So it does strike a chord. We don't know why that man did what he did. And for Charlie Kirk to say, we know he did it because she's white, when there's no evidence of that, it's just pure race mongering, hate mongering. It's wrong.
First off, there is evidence of that. We've played the evidence for you. The guy literally said, what did he say? I got that white girl. I got that white girl, right after he stabbed her to death. That's number one. But again, this is 2 days before Charlie was killed. Why, Abby, did you bring Charlie's name into it? The story stands on its own, whether you agree with my analysis of it or not. The story, you can talk about that story without bringing up Charlie Kirk. Why did you bring up Charlie? Did that come from your brain, or did someone hand you something and say, make this about Charlie Kirk? And then for Van to completely lie about the situation, maybe he hadn't seen that video yet. I'll try to give him the benefit of the doubt. But I tweeted when I saw that Van should never be allowed to be on CNN without retracting that and apologizing to Charlie. Charlie's now dead. I'm not blaming Van and I'm not blaming Abby Phillips, but they might want to think about what was going on over there just 2 days before Charlie was killed.